you all as chairperson of this corporate law committee of our branch now. This is the first meeting by corporate law committee of our branch. The topic for the day is filing of ROC annual returns. MCA has further extended the due date for ROC filing of annual returns as per their notification dated 14th February 2022. For AOC 4 forms, the extended due date is 15th March 2022, and MGT 7 forms, it is extended up to 31st March 2022. So we thought it would be beneficial for our members if we organize this meeting today. As a new initiative, MCA is going to launch a new portal called MCA V3 on 5th March 2022. It may be noted that all the LLP e-filing services are being upgraded and migrated to MCA V3 portal. However, all other services will continue to exist at MCA V2 portal. MCA is launching this new application for e-filing of LLP on MCA 21 portal to improve delivery of LLP services. All LLP filings shall be web-based from 6th March 2022 and onwards. Madam Speaker will elaborate on this today. Friends, we are planning to have study groups at our branch for Corporate Law Committee. Interested members may please send mail to branch indicating your interest. The speaker of the day is C.A. Geetanjali. Though she needs no introduction to our branch members, a few words about her. She is a practicing chartered accountant and a registered valuer. Qualified as a chartered accountant in the year 2006, she started her career as a credit manager in Kotak Mahindra. She is in CA practice since 2009 and has been partner in Madhubalan and Associate, a firm of chartered accountants, since 2015. She is heading Corporate Law Division in Madhubalan and Associate. Her areas of practice and corporate are corporate law compliances, valuation of business, valuation of goodwill, and valuation of financial assets like shares, debentures, etc. She is an active member in the Corporate Law Committee of our branch during the last few years and has addressed our members and students on many occasions. Over to you, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for the nice introduction, ma'am. And this is a nice time to discuss the annual return filing with MCA. Today we will be having a discussion about annual return with MCA as well as latest LLP amendments along with new portal, that is LLP filing updation with ROC. See, actually so far there is 2 forms. Annually we have to file with ROC. So far as company is concerned, AOC 4 and MGT 7 we have to file every year. And from 1st April 2021 onwards, they have changed the form MGT 7 and they have introduced a new form MGT 7A. So in this, we will be having a small discussion about what are all the major changes with reference to annual return. First, actually, there is also an extension for AGM also. Originally, the AGM date is, usually it is 30th September for existing companies. Suppose if you are having a new company, for that the AGM will be, that is 31st December of the subsequent financial year. That is, if you are incorporating a company, say XYZ on 28th November 2020, and the due date of AGM for that company will be, we have to hold a AGM on or before 31st December 2021. Similarly, if date of incorporation of suppose ABC Limited is 1st January 2020, the due date will be automatically 31st December 2021. So I thought it is easy to understand. So every company has to hold annual general meeting at the subsequent year. And recently MCA has given a relaxation for holding AGM also. As per earlier provisions, we have to hold AGM at the place where the registered office of the company is situated. But due to COVID, they have given a relaxation for holding AGM through video conferencing. Then one more relaxation they have given for us is the extension of extension to hold AGM till 30th November 2021. So for the financial year 2020-21, we can hold AGM up to 30th November 2021. But if it, as per the earlier notifications, we want to file annual returns, that is form AOC4 as well as MPT7 within AOC4 has to be filed within 30 days from the end of the AGM date. That means if we are holding AGM on 30th November 2021, we have to complete the filing of AOC4 within 31st, that is 29th November 2021. But MCA has given relaxation till 31st December earlier. Now they have given extension further till that is we can file a form AOC4 up to 15th March 2022. And with regard to MPT7 or MPT7A, we can file the form MPT7 as well as MPT7A till 31st March 2022. So we have enough time till 31st March. If any of our clients have not complied with the filing of the annual return with ROC, we can still insist them to file the annual returns without any delay. Suppose if you are filing the annual return after 31st March 2022, either AOC4 or MPT7, the penalty will be calculated from the actual due date, which means we have to file annual return within 30, so that is AOC4 or AOC4 XBRL or AOC4 consolidated financial statement, we have to file within 30 days, which means if I am holding a AGM of a company on 30th November 2021, I have to at any cost file it within December. That is, if it is 30th November, I have to file within 31st December or 30th December, we have to file it. Suppose if I have not filed those forms within the due date, I have to pay penalty with effect from 31st December till the date of filing, which means I have to pay a penalty of 100 rupees per day. Got it? I think I have conveyed it clearly. So if you are holding a AGM of a company on 30th November, we have to file the AOC4 within 29th December. Otherwise, from 30th onwards, it will start calculating the additional fees. So to avoid all those complications, we have to file it. We can utilize the time till 31st March 2022. This is for MPT7 or 7A. If it is for AOC4, we have to file it within 15th March 2022. Yes, the penalty will be calculated from the original due date. Then one more thing is, while attaching the forms, that is, we have to attach annual returns along with the form AOC4. We have to attach signed financials, board report, along with other documents, that is audit report and other documents, we have to attach with the AOC4. And please ensure all these documents are physically signed or at least digitally signed. We should not mention it as SD. It is specifically given in the circular. We have to attach the signed annual return, that is a signed financial statement to the AOC4 form. Then one more thing we have to consider is, suppose if it is a newly incorporated company, I have incorporated company on suppose let us have 1st January 2020, and I have to file annual return as of now. And as per the provisions of the Companies Act, every company which is newly incorporated has to file the form INC20A within 180 days from the date of incorporation. What is the use of the form INC20A? Why I am saying this is because without filing INC form INC20A, we can't file any other form with the ROC if it is a newly incorporated company. So please ensure that the company has brought in the capital contribution within the specified time, and we have also filed the form INC20A with the ROC. So for INC20A, what is the mandatory attachments? If we check, we have to attach the bank statement showing the capital contributed by each shareholder of the company. So we have to ensure before starting before starting the filing of AOC4 and MG7, we have to ensure we have filed the form INC 28. First point. Second prerequisite is and one more thing we have to keep in mind is while filling form MDT7, kindly ensure that we are giving the mail ID of directors. That is not the director of the company, it is a company mail ID we have to give, because for some of the companies we are receiving notices from the MCA that you have mentioned the DIN number of that is a mail ID of the directors. So it is not as per the provisions of the act. So we have to mention the mail ID of the company. Then only whatever the communication sent by ROC, it will be directly reach the company, and the company take necessary action on the notices. So please ensure that. Otherwise, we will be held responsible. And so far as LLP is concerned, the extension is given only for companies. There is the company MCA has not given any relaxation for filing a form LLP forms. That is, LLP has to file form 8 and form 11 every year. Like AO0 and MDT7, every LLP has to file form LLP 11 as well as form LLP 8. The due date for form LLP 8 is 30th October of each year. That is, they have to submit the form within 30 days from the expiry of the 6 months from the closure of the financial year. So they have, but MCA has given relaxation till 30th December 2021. But after that, they have not extended a due date, that is filing the relaxation of fees for the form MDT8. They have given relaxation only for company annual filings, that is for form AOC4 and form MDT7. They have not given any relaxation after 30th December for form LLP 8. But form LLP 11, we have to file it on or before 30th May of each year, which is considered as the annual return of the company. Suppose if I am not, if I have not filed the form LLP 11 within 30th May, I have to pay a penalty till the date of filing. So this is applicable for both form LLP 8 and form LLP 11, as the due date for filing these forms has got expired and that is got closed. There is no further extension. So at if today we have to file, we have to pay with we have to file it with penalty only. And one more thing with reference to form 8 is, while attaching, that is form 8, we have to attach financial statement along with the MSME disclosures. And with reference to filing of form MDT7, I would like to inform one thing. Earlier, there is a concept of small company. So with effect from 1st April 2021, the definition of small company has changed. So if we file any company, that is any company which comes under the small company definition, we have to file form MDT7E. So MDT7 is not applicable for that companies. Only it is applicable other than the small companies. We have to file form MDT7. So whenever you are entering, suppose the criteria is taken based on the previous year financial statements. So the turnover criteria as well as the capital criteria, that is 50 lakhs. If the capital of the company is more than 50 lakhs and turnover of the company is more than 2 crores, earlier it will be considered as a small company. Now they have changed the definition, and every company which is not coming under the definition of the small company, they have to file MDT7, and other companies can go for MDT7A. If you want to check whether it is small company or big company, you just please enter a SIN number of the company in the form MDT7. It automatically throw the error. It is a small company. You will go please file with MDT7A. But this error will not get reflected while filing the Form MDT 7A. If you enter the small companies in that is big companies in MDT 7A, it will pick up. It will not throw any error. So there is a flaw in this technique. There is a technical error in the MCA portal itself. So if you enter small company SIN in MDT 7, it will throw error. It is a small company. Please go please file with MDT 7A. So whenever you are filing form MDT 7, please check whether it is small company or big company. For AOC4, there is no difference between small company and big company, but attestation is not required for small companies. They have given a broader definition for the, that is the ceiling has got increased. So most of the companies will come under the small company category due to the criteria increase. Okay. Then similarly, they have introduced a new concept called small LLP in LLP Amendment Act. So whenever as per the with effect from 1st April 2022, we will be having small that is LLP filings also with a tag small limited liability partnership, and it will be considered as a based on the criteria, based on the following criteria. First one is contribution criteria. Contribution is nothing but partners has the obligation to bring in capital. That capital, if it is more than that is less than 25 lakhs, it will be considered as a small LLP. And if the turnover of the LLP is less than 40 lakhs, it will be considered as a small LLP. That means the compliance part, there is some relaxation, as well as the imposition of penalty also, there is relaxation. They have given a 50% concession like has given in the Amendment Act. So with reference to amendment in LLP Act, they have introduced a concept called small LLP. Then second one is modification of, that is residential status of a partner. See, earlier in order to be a resident of a company, we have to, that is stay in India with for a period of 182 days during the preceding 1 year. But as per the amendment, they have given us, if you are staying in 120 days in India, you will be considered as a resident, and you can be a designated partner in the LLP. So second modification is this, this is the third modification, and second modification is they have introduced a startup LLP. Like we are having startup companies. We have to get approval from the concerned authorities for being a startup. So similarly, they have introduced the startup LLP also, which will be having more benefits under Income Tax Act as well as the Companies Act. And fourth change in the LLP Amendment Act, offenses. What are all the offenses imposed under the LLP for LLP violation of the LLP provisions? The amendment has decriminalized various offenses. That is, they will impose only penalty. There will not be any criminal proceedings. The details of the violations are: if there is any change in the partners of the LLP, change of registered office, filing of statement of account and solvency, arrangement between LLP and its creditors or partners, and reconstruction or amalgamation of an LLP. So, if the violation is relating to these items, LLP shall not, the LLP Act shall not impose any penalty. That is, will not impose any criminal proceedings. There will be only monetary penalty. And the term for imprisonment in case of fraud by an LLP has increased from 2 to 5 years. So they have increased the imprisonment term from 2 to 5 years, and LLP and its partners will face imprisonment if they carry out an activity or to defraud their creditors or for any other fraudulent purpose. This is in case of fraud. Say if there is any fraud identified and proved, they will be imposed with 2 years of that is 5 years of imprisonment. And amendment as act has also reduced the quantum of general penalty. That is, general penalty has reduced from 5 lakhs to 1 lakh for offences where no specific penalty has been laid down. If there is no penalty specified in the act and it will come under the general penalty category, then penalty will be reduced from 5 lakhs to 1 lakh. The next amendment is relating to power of central government to change the name of LLP. See, actually, after migration, if there is any, if central government finds any LLP resembles with the LLP existing, or if the LLP registered is having another trademark which is entitled by another LLP, then it will assummatively issue a notice to change their name, or it can on its own suggest, that is, change its name, or they can give an opportunity to change the name of the LLP. Got it? That is, central government, that is, the act gives power to central government to change the name of the LLP in case the name of the LLP resembles, or the trademark, the LLP has a trademark which is already registered with another company, another LLP, then they have to go for change within 3 months from the date of introduction of the act. And they can, central government has the power to suggest or allot a new name to the LLP. In case if the LLP fails to change its name as per the notification sent by the central government. Then, so here is the, we have to check, every LLP has to check whether our name resembles with the name already existing with the portal, that is MCA portal. If it is so, we have to take necessary step to change the name. And if our name resembles with the name which is already registered under the Trademark Act by some other LLP, we have to ensure we have got another name, that is another LLP name from the central government. Then, compounding of offences. The amendment has allowed the regional director or any other officer not below the rank of a regional director duly authorized by the central government to compound offences under the LLP Act. So, there is a compounding of offences allowed in, under the LLP Amendment Act, and who is authorized to do that is regional director or any officer who is not below the rank of regional director. No other person can do the compounding of offences. Then further, if an offence by an LLP or its partners is compounded, then a similar offence cannot be compounded for a period of 3 years, which means, suppose if you go for a compounding of offences and we got it approved, subsequently we have if we commit any offence which is coming under the compoundable offences, then it is not compoundable for the next 3 years. Only after the, if we do the same non-compliance or offense, after the expiry of 3 years, suppose we can go for compounding, which means compounding is allowed with, after a gap of 3 years only. That is, if once go for a compounding offense, after a period of 3 years only we can go for compounding offense if you have committed any offense during that period. So this is the thing given in the Amendment Act. Then, establishment of special court. Establishment of special court and appointment of adjudicating officers. And the Amendment Act has provided for establishment of special court by the central government for speedy adjudication of offences under the LLP Act. It has been clarified that no court other than the special court can take cognizance of offence that is punishable under the LLP Act and the rules made thereunder, except for complaint made in writing by the registrar or an officer not below the rank of the registrar. So, any offence is for adjudication of the offences in a speedy manner. They have planned to, they have establishment of the special court will be done by the central government, and all these things will be handled by the special court only. The Amendment Act has further allowed the federal government to appoint adjudicating officers not below the rank of the registrar for imposing of penalties. So they can appoint adjudicating officers who in the category should not be less than registrar for imposing penalties. In case if I want to go for any appeal, is there any possibility? Yes. In terms of Amendment Act, an appeal cannot be made with the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal against an order of National Company Law Tribunal if such order was passed by the consent of both the parties. Further, the appeal has to be made within 60 days from when the copy of the order is made available. So, the appeal cannot be made with the National Company Law Board against the order of the, if such order was passed by the consent of the both the parties. If it is passed with the consent of the both the parties, we can't go for appeal. Appeal has to be filed within 60 days from the copy of the order, from when the copy of the order is made available. Then, applicability of the auditing and accounting standard for LLP. So, similar to companies, there are accounting auditing standards prescribed for LLPs also, but which will be prescribed by the central government in consultation with NFRA, that is National Financial Reporting Authority, as well as with the recommendation of our institute. And additional fees. In terms of the Amendment Act, any document or return not filed within the prescribed period can be submitted after the due date by payment of additional fees. As I mentioned earlier, if I fail to file any form, this form LLP 8 or form 11 or any other LLP forms, I can file that is within the due date. If I fail to file the form within the due date, I can file it even after the due date with the penalty. That is called additional fees. It is possible here also. And with reference to annual filing, some of my friends as well as our clients are getting notices with reference to filing of, now that is non-filing of annual return for the last 2 financial years. Suppose, as per the provisions of the Act, if your company fails to file the annual return with consecutively for the 2 financial years, at the 3rd year, they will initiate send a notice seeking the reason for non-filing. If there is any delay, we got to file it with additional fees. But some of the cases, if it automatically MCA has initiated to go for strike off, that is after giving notice only. But once they give notice, the status of the company will become company under striking off. In such situations, if the company is running business and they want to continue the business, we can't go with MCA seeking request to file the extension or withdrawal of the notice, that is withdrawal of the tagging. That is once the notice got issued and the company status in MCA portal shows company under striking off, we can't make any request with the MCA or register of companies to allow us to file the annual return, because it is automatically sent by the head office, that is Delhi. They have initiated the automatic option. So we can't do anything with this change. We have to go to NCLT only. There is no other option. And one more thing, if the company comes under striking off, the directors will get automatically disqualified. And for the for removal of disqualification, suppose if the company is running business and the directors want to make their DIN active, they can go for stay. They can get a stay and they can get it activated. This is the thing going on as of now. That is, some of the clients are getting notice for saying that your company is strike off, but still we can make the directors DIN active by filing writ petition with court. So it is allowed, and some of the clients got active status. So this is for your reference in case if you are facing any difficulties in case of directors didn't got disqualified, you just approach your professional whether to get it activated. So this is the, you can educate your clients to get it done. And one more thing with reference to, suppose if a company is not interested in doing the business, they want to go for closure, we can, instead of ROC voluntarily winding off, we can suggest them to go for strike off by automatically by filing form history 2. Why I am suggesting this is, if the company is not running business, and in future if they are, it is highly recommended to close the business in a proper way in order to avoid disqualification or any penal provisions against the directors of the company. So we are, it is also always recommended to suggest the client to go for a closure in a proper way. For that, there should be a, at least there should not be any transaction. This business transaction should not be there for the last 2 years, and there should be a, in balance sheet, we should the company should have only accumulated losses and capital. If this is there, we can very well go for a closure. Why I am saying along with annual filing is, if the company, if the client is very well cooperating with this, and the he is not interested in doing the business in future, then we can suggest to him like this in a proper way to close the business in a proper way. Then it is mandatory. Suppose if the company is running business for the last 2 years, it is mandatory to file the annual return in order to go for closure. So even the company, if the client is interested to go for closure and they are not interested to file the annual return, kindly insist them, in order to go for closure, you have to file the annual return, then only we can go for closure. And the closure will be done in a smooth manner. Otherwise, there will be penal provisions will be there against the company as well as against the directors. So it is the, we have to take this thing to the client. This is with reference to striking off. I am discussing all the things with reference to annual return filing. So if a client comes to us, or if the client is already delayed, we have to educate them. These are all the things which are going to get implemented coming year. So we have to, complaints wise, we have to be very careful, and we have to file the returns within the due date. That is the only thing we can, to avoid penalty or penal provisions. And with reference to introduction of capital, in case it is a newly incorporated company, there is since there is a requirement of filing a form INC 20A, for which we have to get we have to open a bank account and make the investors invested the capital in the account, and we have to attach the bank statement with the form INC 20A. Suppose if it is a small, that is very, capital is very bigger amount, that is 20,000, 30,000 is capital, because there is no prescribed limit for paid up capital as of now in the Companies Act. So if this is a case, we can get very well get the capital in cash. There is no restriction in the Companies Act saying that we have to receive the capital in check or in account only, because if the as so far as Income Tax Act is allowing, we can get it we can get the capital amount in cash, and we can get a declaration from the client to the effect that we have given the capital contribution in cash, and we are attaching the capital acknowledgement along with the form INC 20A. So it is enough if you attach here self-declaration given by the shareholders that we have make the investment in capital in cash. This is enough for filing form INC 20A. Then with this we can go for if there is any queries in filing of AOC4 and MBT7, we can discuss with this, because next session we will be having a new portal. There is a new MCA portal which will be launched from 5th March. So we can have a quick look on this. Sir, do you have any queries on filing of annual return?
I think we didn't receive any queries as of now.
No questions as of now, right, sir?
Yeah, madam.
Okay, right.
You may proceed, madam.
Yeah.
So, is it any clarification required?
Ma'am, one query. In the page 5, right, where it says like if there is any other returns which is not filed, so this can be return not filed within the prescribed period can be submitted after the due date by payment of additional fees.
Yes.
This is just for payment of additional fees. This will not entitle them that they are not found of guilty. Correct?
Yes, there is no criminal proceeding. What they are trying to say is there will not be any criminal proceedings, only penalty or additional fees will be imposed. This is the thing.
Okay, so if they have not, like in your example, right, if they have not filed it for 2 years, so if they pay for the penalty and additional fees, right, then will that striking of the name, right, will it still hold good or that will be waived off?
There is not any waiver and all. We have to pay fees and we can make it active.
Okay. And whatever be the striking off is an automatic procedure in MCA, irrespective of whatever we get manually from ROC, right? So it doesn't speak to each other.
Which one?
No, if they haven't filed the return for 2 years or so the notice will be issued, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So then it will be like companies under the striking off of names, right?
Yes.
So, and if we have to get hold of those or then we need to go and get a stay order or so, right?
We have to approach NCLT only.
Only MCA. Okay.
NCLT,
so that's
National Company Law Tribunal.
NCLT. Okay. So then they will, because will both the actions of NCLT and the MCA will speak to each other, because this is electronically automatic notice, right? Then they will, yeah.
We have to approach NCLT. They will issue the order and we have to bring the order with the MCA and then only MCA will make it active. There is formalities are very lengthy, ma'am.
Okay.
So even for companies also the same proceedings. If the company comes under the status striking off, we can't do anything with the MCA. It is either register of companies. We can't. If you approach the ROC, they will simply say it is not with us. You have to approach NCLT only. This is a case which we are facing recently. Last month also we have approached ROC with the case. They have said like this only.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Madam?
Yes, sir.
You may proceed, madam. Yeah, please.
We can go with another that is FAQ issued by the MCA regarding launch of LLP version, that is version 3. We can go with that.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you see the screen, sir? Sir, can you see the screen?
But
No, ma, PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible actually.
It is FAQ actually.
Yumuti, you can ask the branch to share the screen otherwise.
Yeah, sure, madam.
You've shared it with branch. Geetanjali, you've shared it with the branch yesterday.
Yesterday I have shared, ma'am.
Yeah. Yomati, please ask the branch to share it now.
Yeah, madam. 1 second.
FAQ is the document name. V3 FAQ.
Indu, madam.
Share ಆದ
ಗೌರಿ ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಗೀತಾಂಜಲಿ ಮೇಡಮ್
ಸರ್
ಶೇರ್ ಆದ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್
ಗೌರಿ ನಿಮಿಷ.
ஆனா ஷேரிங்ல வருது ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேரிங்ல வருது
யோமதி சார் உங்களுக்கு அனுப்பணும் மாதிரி
நான் எந்தல பண்றேன் எந்தல இருந்து பண்றேன் ஒரு நிமிஷம். ஒரு நிமிஷம். மேடம் ஷேர் ஆகுதுங்களா?
மேடம் நீங்க க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுங்க ஒரு நிமிஷம்.
இல்ல யோமூர்த்தி யார்தும் ஷேர் ஆகல.
எந்த ஷேர் ஆயிடுச்சா மேடம்?
இல்ல now it is
உங்களுக்கு ஆகுது.
யோமூர்த்தி screen is come.
மேடம் நீங்க சொல்லுங்க, நான் அப்படியே பொறுமையா மூவ் பண்றேன். நீங்க சொல்லுங்க மேடம். கீதாஞ்சலி மேடம் ஸ்பீக்கர் மியூட் மேடம், you are in mute.
yes sir
நீங்க அப்படி சொல்லுங்க.
yes sir we can go by each FAQ sir, then only it will get clarified.
Okay.
In login module actually we will be having two login link, that is version 2 and version 3. Version 2 is for companies login and version 3 is for LLPs. So how do I log into portal? You can log into the MCA portal as usual by signing in and sign up. We can go to the login page and I see two login links, only one for LLP and another one for companies. You can go to the down page sir. Next one sir, this is the forms which is available as of now and in future also the forms will be continued. These are all the forms which you have to find. Then what is the V3 login process? We have to choose the V3 login option and which is available in the MCA portal top page. Similar to the MCA, that is whenever we are filing MCA filings, we will be go to the mca21.go.in. There is a login page. Similar to that, there is a V3 login portal. And we have to enter our username and it can be company SIN number or LLP PIN number or LLP users and email ID used to register for all the users. Then we have to enter password as usual. It is a usual format. Suppose if we give while we are logging again, if you give credentials wrongly for 3 times, it will get automatically locked and after 4 hours only we can log into the page. Then fourth question is, what happens if I encounter wrong login credentials? If you encounter 2 failed attempts, you are a business user, you would be required to enter an OTP in the third login attempt. For here also we can have only if you continuously give a wrong credentials for 3 times, it will get automatically locked. Third time it will get suppose if you are giving credentials wrongly for the 2 times only, third time if you give a right OTP, automatically enabled. Then applicable for all users. If you encounter 3 failed attempts, the account will be locked for 4 hours. Already we have discussed this thing. Then next question sir, how long session is valid? Session is valid as long as one is active. However, the session would be expire after 5 minutes of inactivity. You would be notified that after 4 minutes of inactivity before you are logged off. But even now in MCA portal during busy, that is peak time or due date, when the due date is nearing, it will get automatically logged off. So we can't expect any validity time in session duration. Then I am an external user. Do I need a DSC to log into the new V3 portal. No, for login, there is no requirement for DAC. We can, as it is, use login ID and password, we can go for login. However, you would be able to log in only after view approval. This is applicable to external users, agency, and financial institutions. Then I have forgot my user ID. How do I retrieve my user ID? We have to give forgot option. We have to use forgot username option, and there will be a hint. We have to give PAN and hint answer. What is the given for the, suppose I will give my what is my native something. So we have to give the hint answer here, and we have to submit it again. Automatically it will get validated, and we will be getting OTP. We have to go through the validation process, then we can be get done. Next question. I have forgot my password. How can I reset my password? Earlier option is in case login ID is itself I have forgot. What will I do? Here this thing is password itself I forgot. Then we can go for forgot password option. We have to enter a registered username. It can be either a SIN number, LLP number, or something else, which is given by the at the time of formation. And we have to go to the proceed button, and we have to give the hint answer, and OTP validation will be done. And here there is a DAC verification. So in order to reset the password, we have to give DAC validity. You need to verify DAC if you are a business user. It is applicable only for business user. For others, it is not applicable. On successful validation, an option to upload DAC will be provided to the user. Then confirmation details will be given. Choose the new password. It will automatically. It is user friendly, so we can automatically do this. Then next one is I am unable to log in. What should I do? This is with reference to failure of attempts. Suppose if the login is already done in another system, and I am trying again in my system, it is not possible to log in. And if there is any attempts, failure attempts is continuously made, as already discussed, for next 4 hours, we can't log in again. After that only we can go for login. And after resetting the password. Then how can I change my password? You can change your password by visiting the profile update page. Profile update section can be accessed. That is, one is forgot password. That is, if I forgot my password, what can I do? If I want to reset the password, what I have to do is I have to go to the profile page, and I have to update a new password over here. Then how can I change my user ID? Similar thing, like password change. Since email ID is a user ID, you need to change your email ID to update your user ID. So what the ID which we are giving is, it is a user ID, email ID. So if you want to go to change the user ID, you have to change the email ID first. Then only we can update it in the profile page. Profile update section can be accessed by clicking on the profile update link present under hello username on the top right corner of the MCA portal. However, OTP verification could be required to be updated in the email ID. Okay, same thing. This no clarification is required, I think. The next question. My details have changed. How do I update my profile? Details can be updated by visiting the profile update page. Profile update section can be accessed by clicking profile update link present under. Earlier thing only, they have repeatedly given the same thing. So once the portal comes live, we can identify what are all the issues we are encountering. Then only we can find a solution for those things. The next one is user category. You can update the following personal login details. What are all the details I can update in my profile? User category, whether I am a registered, whether is business user or other user, and my mail ID, my mobile number, address. Sir, please scroll down. Address, password. LLPs would be able to edit the email ID, tax number of the LLP by editing the profile. In case you are a registered user, want to update the category to business user, rest of details uneditable. You are a company user, our company address field would remain uneditable. So suppose if we are having a separate login for each company, then address field would remain uneditable. You would be instead be directed to change in the registered address module. So if you are either director or designated partner, sir, please wait. If you are either a director or designated partner, nodal officer or deputy nodal officer, the address, mobile number and email ID fields would remain uneditable. To edit the address or mobile number, we want to file form DAR6. So this is with reference to director or designated partner. In case I want to update the director's details, I have to file form DAR6. Then only I can make the changes in the portal. If you are either a nodal officer or deputy nodal officer, you would need to file IPF2 form to update the address. Because our case, the nodal officer, it is not applicable, I suppose, because most of us are handling director and designated partners issues only. Then the editable data fields would appear filled with current details. So what are all the fields are editable? It will be available with the current details. We can modify if you want to make it a change. You can simply click on the data field and edit it as per requirement. Then can I add multiple roles to my profile? Yes, we can add multiple roles to our profile. That is, we can be a designated partner or director or a professional. That is, for some company, sometimes we have to attach, we will be the director of the company as well as the professional of the company. For same, we might be having dual position. In that situations, we can very well add the profile. Then whether manager, secretary, same thing. I am a registered user. Can I upgrade myself to business user? Yes, you can upgrade to business user. There's no restriction for this. But you have to update the category to business user. I must roll the add the role from business user category. The next one is, can I log in from multiple devices? As I told already, at that time we can use only one device. If you are trying to log into another device, it will automatically pop up error. You are already logged in, so we can't do that. Next question, sir. I am a director or designated partner. I am unable to edit address, mobile number. How do I update this? As usual, DAR6 we already discussed. So in order to change the director address or mobile number or mail ID, you have to file form DAR6 only. Even now, if you want to suppose form DAR3 KYC is mandatory every year for all the DIN holders who have obtained DIN before 1st April of every year. So if I suppose I have filed a form KYC, that is form DAR3 KYC for a director, subsequently they have changed the some corrections in the PAN or in the address. So I have to file form DAR6. Then only we can make the director, that is director master, get updated with the latest details. Otherwise, we can't do that. Then, can my account be suspended or deactivated? Yes, it will get automatically suspended if there is no continuously, if you are not using the portal or login for the continuous period of 60 days. So we have to use very frequently. Otherwise, it will get suspended or deactivated. Then we, sir, 1 second. Yeah, in order to activate the account, suppose if the account got suspended or deactivated, we have to reset the password using forgot password option. Okay, sir. Then FAQs on LLP. LLP, we are already having idea about LLP. So it is a body corporate and a legal entity separate from its partner. And LLP has perpetual succession and everything is already we are familiar with all those things. And what are all the forms available with reference to incorporation or name reservation? In case if you want to incorporate a company or either incorporate a LLP, either existing or new, we want to file form LLP, run LLP. Then we want to file form Philip for incorporation of a limited liability partnership. So for each thing, there is a separate form available in the MCA portal. It is the next one. All these things are related to the forms available in the MCA portal. Then what is Waveform Philip? Philip is nothing but it is relating to incorporation of a LLP. It is part of various initiatives undertaken by the government of India towards ease of doing business. Philip is an integrated form wherein the registration certificate is issued for the LLP, issuance of DIN or DIN, and issuance of PAN, and it is similar to SPICE form. So in SPICE, that is while incorporating a new company, we will be filing SPICE. Similar to that, form part B, there is a form called Philip. In this thing, we have to give the address and ID details and what are all the capital contribution, all these things we have to enter in the Philip form. And we are not attaching, similar to MOA, here we have to give the LLP agreement. We have to give the LLP agreement and the contribution. All these documents are filed by separate form only. Like incorporation, we will be filing all the documents at a stretch. That is SPICE, Part A, Part B, and MOA, OA, INC 9. All these things are compressed, and all the items are uploaded in a single batch. But here, so far as the incorporation of LLP is concerned, first we will get a name approval, then we will go for Philip filing, and after that only, once the company, that is LLP, got incorporated, we will be filing LLP agreement with the MCA. This is the difference between formation of a company and LLP. In LLP, in company formation, at the time of company formation, we will be filing all the documents at a stage. That is including MOA, OA, we will be filing at a stage. Here, it is a different thing. Then, what are all the steps to incorporate LLP? I think we are covering all the areas from incorporation to winding up. What are all the steps to incorporate LLP? The step for incorporating LLP involves, first thing, we have to get a name reservation. So I will, as the time is enough, I will be discussing a little bit more on each area. So some of the professionals who are yet to start a new LLP, it will be quite useful. First, we have to get a name reservation. While applying a name reservation, please ensure that the name is not resembling with the name which is existing already. That is, while checking the name reservation, you have to not only check with the names available in the LLP, you have to check with the companies also. Suppose there is a LLP called XYZ LLP. Similarly, XYZ company is also there. So if we go with the name, if we should not satisfy ourselves with, okay, there is no company resembling the name, there is no LLP resembling our name in the portal. You have to check with the company database also. Then only there will not be any delay in getting the name reservation. Otherwise, there will be resubmission, and we have to sit down and we have to work out all the names and we have to resubmit it. So to avoid all the time delay, we have to, while applying for reservation itself, we have to ensure the name is not resembling the existing name and there is no trademark parallel to the name which we are applying. So please ensure that. Then next one is application for incorporation of LLP. Sir, please hold for some time. I have to elaborate each point. Yeah, please. Thank you, sir. An application for incorporation of LLP can be made through Waveform Philip along with Waveform 9. Earlier, there is a separate form. Now, like SPICE Part B, that is SPICE form, if you are seeing the incorporation, we are feeding all the information in the site itself, in the web form itself. Similarly, for LLP also, they are going to introduce web-based Philip. So, earlier we will be filling up the form and we are uploading. Now, all these things are available in the web form format. We have to make all the corrections in there itself, and we have to download it, and we have to attach our DAC, then upload, go for upload. This is the format available in with reference to incorporation of a company. When they are saying for LLP also, there are same methodology will be followed. I think the same thing will be happening here also. So application for LLP can be made through Waveform Philip along with Waveform 9, which is an integrated service for incorporation of LLP. Within 30 days of incorporation of the LLP, the limited liability partnership agreement should be executed by the partners and filed with ROC in Waveform 3. So similarly, the procedures are same. That is, we have to file the incorporation form separately, and after that only partners agreement should be executed and uploaded with the ROC. But the way in which we are uploading the form is the different one. Here within 30 days of incorporation, because I have got the name of the LLP approved and I have got the LLP incorporated. After that, there is a gap of 30 days within which I have to upload LLP agreement also in the form, Waveform 3. Limited liability partnership agreement lays down the inter-se rights, liabilities, duties, and responsibilities of the partners. So in LLP agreement, it is a we have to customize based on our requirements. So we can, I think it will be similar to MOA. In SPICE, that is as of now, we are using, there is a copy paste option is available in the SPICE form, SPICE MOA. Earlier, we will be drafting MOA and uploading. Now, due to web-based SPICE MOA, the classes, some of the classes will be there already. That is class 1, class 2, class 3 will be there. Class 3 only we have to give the objects and the ancillary objects. These are all the points which we have to add in there in the MOA. Similarly, here LLP agreement, I suppose LLP agreement format, I think class 1, class 2 will be there. Automatically, we will be adding our classes, whichever is applicable, or in case it is not applicable, we can, should be some option to delete those options. I suppose it will be like this. But web-based form is nothing but it is all these things will be available in the portal itself. That is web form itself. We have to enter the data. There is no separate filing of forms. Okay, sir. Please go to the next page. How Form 9 is to be filed? Yes, sir. Thank you. How Form 9 is to be filed with Philip. After successful submission of the web form Philip, the user is required to file the consent of designated partners who have deepened or linked with the web form 9 under section 7.3. That is, it is nothing but it is our consent. The designated partners should give the consent in the form 9. Then there is a set consent will be as an attachment to the Philip. It is an attachment to the Philip. It is not a separate form. Then whether the proposed name is undesirable if it is identical with or too nearly resembles with a name which is for the time being reserved or not expired. Yes, it is treated as undesirable. So if as I already mentioned, the name which we are suggesting should not be identical or it should not resemble the name which is already existing in the LLP as well as in the this database, LLP as well as in the companies. Then how do we apply for a name if the proposed name includes a name of the trademark? Suppose this is applicable for company incorporation also. Suppose if I am having a trademark, ROC will not approve the name of the company. That is, if I am suggesting a name which is already having a trademark and applying for reservation of the name, ROC will not accept, will not allot the name for us. So without, whether there is no other go, we have to either, there is one more thing is we can change the class. So sometimes it is under the consultancy category. Our business will come under the consultancy category. We can refine the objects. What are all the what is the main activities of the company? We can refine it, and if the business which we are doing and the trademark which is already having is similar, we can make minor changes according to our requirement, and we can resubmit it. It will get approved, provided we should not same line of business or it should not fall under the same class of the trademark. That is the thing we have to keep it in mind. So if the proposed name includes a reference to a registered trademark name, the user must ensure that he has attached the consent of the owner. So with the consent of the owner, that is somebody is having a trademark, so we are using the name, we have to get the consent of the owner, then we can apply for the name. In case TM owner is a body corporate, invoices should be obtained in the form of board resolution. Suppose a company is having a trademark already, so we are seeking the same name. If we are getting NOC from that person, we can get it, but practically nobody is willing to give the consent in the board resolution format or either in the normal format. Even if it is an individual, they won't allow us to do the business under their trademark name. Additionally, the name shall be generally be reserved if it includes the words like bank, insurance, banking, venture capital, or mutual fund, or business activity. So all these things are not allowed to be used in the name of the company, provided that the approval of the regulatory authority may be obtained at the time of application for incorporation or change of name. So we can suppose if the name of the company, if the name of the LLP comes with the words, we can attach a letter stating that we will be starting the business only after the getting consent of the regulatory authority, but we have to get the regulatory authority's approval. Otherwise, it will be a non-compliance, it will be a violation. So whenever we are attaching any document stating that we will be getting a approval, this appropriate authority or regulatory authority's approval, we have to ensure after incorporation, we have to comply with the formalities. Otherwise, we will be in trouble. Then, excuse me. Can an approved name reserved using run LLP web form from one applicant ID at MCA portal be permitted to file the Philip from another applicant ID? Yes, the same user ID which was used for reserving the name must be used for the submitting and uploading Philip and other linked forms. Suppose if I am getting a approval for a LLP in my login, and if you want to continue the incorporation formalities, you can't do that. That is the thing they are trying to say. In SPICE, in incorporation of the companies also, same procedure is available as of now. That is, if I am getting a name got approved for a company, it will be available in the SPICE Part A. So if I want to complete the incorporation formalities, I have to go to my login and I have to complete all other formalities, that is Part B and SPICE MOA, AOA and INC9, all I have to fill up and upload. So we can't transfer these things to the another professional or another person. So this is the thing available as of now. Suppose, but this is not the case with filing of any other form, but this is applicable only with reference to incorporation. Suppose if you say example, if I am generating a pay letter challan for a company with reference to filing form AOC 4, and I am not in a position or I am not in a position to pay the amount as of now. So what I am telling Mr. Yomurthy sir, you have to pay this fees. I will give the SRN number. So he can from his login using the SRN, he can make the payment. There is no option. There is no problem in making the payment. But here, if I am getting a name got approved, I can't share the this thing with the. I can transfer the SRN to the another person. This is the thing available as of now for LLP also. Then, sir, can you please go up? Yes. Okay. Can an existing company be converted as LLP? Yes, an existing private limited company or existing unlisted public company can be converted into LLP by complying with the provisions of Clause 58 and Schedule 3 and 4 of the LLP Act. Web Form 18 needs to be filed with the registrar along with Web Form Philip for such conversion. So for conversion also, we have to file a separate form, and similar to Philip, this incorporation formalities are there. Then, can a listed company be converted to LLP? No. Only private or unlisted public company can be converted into LLP. Then, what are some of the typical terms of a limited liability partnership agreement? Limited liability partnership agreement generally provides the mutual rights and duties of partners of an LLP interest and those of LLP and its partners. Some of the terms that limited liability partnership covers include registered office of the LLP. In the clauses similar to MOA, there are some clauses, that is registered office of the LLP, nature of the business, rights of the partners, contribution and profit share of the partners, voting rights, process for change in partner, transfer and assignment of rights, and a dispute resolution. So in MOA, if you go to the MOA, there is be a name class. First thing name class, then registered office address class, then object class, then capital class, then subscriber class. Similar to that, in LLP agreement also there is a structure. We got to give the registered office of the LLP and nature of business, what we are going to do, rights of the partners, how much is the capital they are going to contribute, and what is their profit sharing ratio, and what are the voting rights, process for change in partner. In case I want to induct a new partner, what is the procedure, or I want to remove a partner, what is the procedure? I have to give all these things in the agreement itself. Then transfer or assignment of rights and dispute resolution. In the absence of the limited liability agreement, mutual rights, duties of the partners, interests, and those of the LLP and the partners are determined by the provision of the first schedule of the LLP Act. Second schedule of the Act shall be applicable in case of conversion. Third schedule. Similar to companies, there is schedules for the LLP Act also. Sir, please go to the down, please. Okay, sir. What is the duration during which the approved name is available for formation of the company, the formation of the LLP, or what is the validity period of LLP approved name? Approved name of the LLP shall be valid for a period of 3 months from the date of approval. If the LLP proposed name is not incorporated within the period, the name shall be lapsed and will be available for other applicant or LLP. Please note there shall not be any provision for renewal for the same of the name. But in a company, if you see the company, once the name got approved, the name is valid for 20 days. Then now recently they have given an option for extension. That is on till 20th, we will not be in a position to upload the incorporation form. Then what can we do? We can go for extension. In the I am saying this is for company. The procedure available for company is there is an option called extend. In your login itself, once you got name approved, in right side there will be a button extend. If you click it, it will go to the payment page and it will ask you how many days you want, whether 30 days or 60 days, 40 days or 60 days it will ask like this. And for 40 days it will be 1,000 rupees. For more than that, 3,000 rupees they will be charged additionally. For usual name reservation of company, there is only 1,000 rupees charge. If you want to extend, you have to pay another 1,000 rupees for 40 days and another 3,000 rupees for in case extension until 60 days. But here the name is valid till 3 months, but there is no option for extension because within 3 months we have to complete the incorporation formalities. Also we can complete within maximum 7 to 10 working days. We got LLP approved, we got LLP incorporated. So I think maybe there is some delay due to the portal issue after migration of the migration to the new portal. There may be some delay due to the portal issue, but not because of other reasons, I suppose. So whenever you got name approved, you start the proceedings, further formalities immediately. Then you can get it done within maximum 10 days. Then what will be the obligation of a partner in case he changes his name or address? Suppose if your partner changes his name, whether he has to give an intimation to the LLP? Yes. Every partner shall inform the LLP or a change in the name within a period of 15 days of such change. LLP would be under obligation to file such details with the registrar within 30 days of such change in Waveform 4. So what I have to do, I am a partner in LLP and I have changed my address and there is some change in my PAN or something. So I have to intimate this thing with the LLP within a period of 15 days, and in turn LLP has to file Waveform 4 within 30 days. So I have to intimate the company within 15 days. The company should intimate ROC within 30 days. This is similar to, I am simultaneously comparing company's provisions as well as the LLP provisions. So in case if there is any change in the director's details, we need not inform, there is no filing for form separately with the ROC. There is no responsibility of the company to update the change with the ROC, but the director has to file form DAR 6. This is the difference between LLP and company. Even the DIN holder is a director of a LLP. He has to file form DAR 6 in addition to disclosing the information to the LLP, and LLP in turn filing the form with ROC. So in LLP, there is a dual responsibility, which means in case if there is any change in my address, I have to file form DAR6 with ROC. Similarly, I have to give the intimation to LLP. LLP in turn file form Web4 with the ROC. So this is a dual compliances for in case of LLP. It is also mentioned here. However, any change in the details of the partner, designated partner having name shall be done through company form DAR6. Okay. Then I have filed Web Form 3 and Web Form 4 for cessation of partners from LLP. The Web Form are pending for approval. Can I file another Web Form 3 and 4 for appointment of other partners in the LLP? In this case, filing shall not be allowed if there are any Web Form 3 or 4 cessation is pending for approval. So only after getting the approval of the cessation, we can induct the new partners, or that is, we can file the new forms. So next page, please. What are all the documents required to be filed by LLP annually? As I already told you, LLP has to file form LLP 8 as well as form LLP 11. LLP 8 is statement of solvency and statement of account and solvency, which is similar to AOC 4. But while comparing AOC 4, it is little bit smaller form. And details which we need to enter in form LLP 8 also. I think balance sheet period we have to fill up where no other go. Other things, while comparing form AOC 4, very meager items we have to enter. And Web Form LLP 11, it is the annual form. And for annual return is to be filed within 60 days. That is Form 11. Form 11 should be filed within 60 days of the close of the financial year, which means we have to file within 30th May. Form 11 should be filed within 30th May, and Form 8 should be filed within 30th October every year. This is the scenario. Every LLP must maintain uniform financial year ending on 31st March of the year. So it is mandatory. Every LLP has to, the financial year of the LLP should be 31st March, year ending 31st March. Then, what is statement of accounts and solvency? Whether it has a prescribed format. Statement of solvency is a prescribed for LLP form, Web Form 8, which contains a declaration on the state of solvency of the LLP by the designated partners and the information related to statement of accounts, that is similar to AOC4, as I already told. We have to enter the, in AOC4, what we will do, we will give all the balance sheet items, we will enter the figures in the balance sheet as well as P&L. Similarly, we have to fill up all the details in form LLP 8 also. And the form must be filed by the LLP on an annual basis. In case total turnover of LLP or Philip exceed 40 lakhs or 25 lakhs, then the form should be certified. Yes. There is the financial criteria. In case turnover of the LLP exceeds 40 lakhs or the partner's contribution exceeds 25 lakhs, the web form should be certified by the auditor. There is a, actually in AOC4, we will be usually attaching DSC of only one director. But in LLP, we have to attach DSC of 2 designated partners, minimum 2 directors, minimum 2 designated partners, DSC. In case the financial criteria exceeds the limit given in the act, that is turnover exceeds 40 lakhs and contribution exceeds 25 lakhs, we have to get the, we have to affix DSC of auditor also. Then, who are all required to do filing or signing of annual forms like Web Form 8 and Web Form 11. The Web Form 8 and Web Form 11 should be signed by minimum 2 designated persons, yeah, already discussed, and authorized representative LLP. However, in case status of LLP or Philip is under CARP, then they should, they said web form shall be digitally signed by the interim resolution professional. So, in case an LLP is under liquidation process or under CRP process, then the form can be filed still with the DAC of IRP, interim resolution professional. So next page, sir. Who can be a partner? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Who can be a partner in a LLP? What are all the compliances under the LLP Act for the appointment of a partner? LLP must have a minimum of 2 partners. If an LLP has less than 2 partners for a period of at least 6 months, then the sole partner of the LLP shall be personally liable for the obligations of the LLP during the period which the LLP has less than 2 partners. So partners of the LLP can be individuals or body corporate. An LLP can also be a partner in another LLP, but it should not be of unsound mind or undischarged insolvent or adjudicated as an insolvent. A person can be appointed as a partner pursuant to a LLP agreement. So in order to be a partner in LLP, we got to execute agreement. The person become a partner in LLP by making a capital contribution into the LLP. But in companies, in order to be a director, he need not be a shareholder of the company. But here, in order to be a partner, he has to make a capital contribution or acquiring profit share in the LLP. In case of appointment of new partner, the LLP is required to amend its LLP agreement. Further, Form LLP, that is Waveform 3, is to be filed with ROC within 30 days of the amendment of the agreement. That is, if there is any change in the amendment, the agreement, we have to file Form Web 3 within 30 days from the date of the change. Additionally, Waveform 4 should be filed as linked filing form in case of appointment or cessation of partner. So, when there is a change in the agreement, that is, whenever we are adding a director, that is a designated partner, we will be making the change in the agreement. So, whenever there is a change, there is due to addition or cessation, we are making correction, the change in the agreement. We have to file 2 forms simultaneously, which is Waveform 3 and Waveform 4. Waveform 3 is for agreement change and Waveform 4 is for director's admission. Please, next page. What is the liability of a partner in a LLP? As a similar to company, it is limited to the extent of the capital contribution. The liability of the partner, except in case of fraud, is limited to such a partner's capital contribution in the LLP as provided under the limited liability partnership. So similar to company, to the extent of capital, they are responsible. Similarly, to the extent of contribution, they are responsible. Then, can existing partnership firm be converted to LLP? We have already an existing partnership firm can be converted into LLP by complying with the provisions of the Act. If the partners of the LLP so converted comprise of all the partners of the partnership firm and no one else. So, suppose I am having an unregistered partnership firm and I want to make it a LLP. Yes, I can very well convert it into LLP, provided if suppose I am ABC partnership firm is there, I want to make the firm into LLP now. ABC LLP will be active only if all the partners of ABC partnership firm becomes the partners of ABC LLP. Then only conversion is allowed. An application in this regard can be made by filing Waveform 17. So, in order to convert the form, that is partnership firm into LLP, we have to file the form 17 along with Philip, incorporation with the CRC. That is, whenever there is a conversion, that is, whenever I am converting a company into LLP, whenever I am converting a partnership firm into LLP, I have to file form Philip. Philip is nothing but it is relating to incorporation of a LLP. So, when a new entity emerges, we have to file form Philip along with Waveform 17. Then here also process is not at the ROC level. Incorporation is all the incorporation are handled by Central Registration Center, which is called CRC. So there is no intervention of there is no personal intervention in getting name or in getting the company incorporated, because sometimes they will send incorporation resubmission. In that situations, if it is ROC, we can go personally and we can explain the things with them. But due to these things are handled by CRC, we will not be in a position to explain them, even though what will be happening is in Tamil Nadu, we will be having EB is the address proof. That is, what are all the proofs allowed for registered office of the company is we have to attach electricity bill, telephone bill, mobile bill, or these are all the allowed attachments for incorporation of a company. In this situation, what they will do is they will insist here. In EB card, in EB name of the owner in the EB is this one thing. We will be entering in the rental agreement also same thing, but the full address is not get captured in the EB card sometimes. So when we are explaining them, they won't agree. This is a thing which is happening in the way incorporating a company through CRC process, that is Central Registration Center. In case of if it is handled by MCA, that is in ROC, we will explain. They may accept, but here this is the practical difficulties faced with reference to CRC, and this thing happened frequently with the trademark registration also. That is, if a company is having, we are doing a separate line of business which is not coming under the class in which the trademark is already obtained by some other person. When if you are explaining them, they won't agree the fact. This is so. Whenever you are going for reservation, name reservation, please ensure the class in which the business which your client is doing fits in is already, it's not having a trademark. If it is having a trademark, kindly make a minor changes in the objects or activities of the company, then go for incorporation. Then only we can avoid the delay in getting the approval of the company. And then there is option. Okay, sir, you can go for the next page, sir. The converted LLP will be required to inform the concerned register of firms with which it was registered about the conversion or partners of the LLP within 15 days. So they have already mentioned in that previous slides. And any existing agreement or contract or pending proceedings or continuance of a conviction ruling or a court judgment which partnership firm was a part prior to conversion will continue to have a same effect as if the converted LLP was a partner of the same. So further, every partner of the partnership firm which has been converted into LLP shall continue to be personally liable for the liabilities and obligations of the partnership firm. Okay. Whenever there is a conversion, it is a usual formality. What are all the liabilities of the partnership firm? Already, all the partners of the LLP will be held responsible. This is the thing. Then next slide, sir. So next page. Yes. Okay, sir. Can LLP carry on multiple business activities? Yes, a limited liability partnership can carry on more than one business. The activities must be related to or in the same field itself. Unrelated activities such as interior designing or legal consultancy cannot be carried under the same LLP. So, as I already told, the incorporation is handled by CRC. If you are giving too much of objects, too much of business activities, they won't allow. So, in order to get it done immediately, you just give 2 main objects, of the minimum 2 or maximum 3. You keep it like this. Then only, suppose if you want to add, you can subsequently add. There, it is not a CRC approval. So, it is at the ROC level approval only. So, we can get it done here itself. So, whenever there is a complication, you just cut down the objects. You just inform the client, sir, this is the thing. If you are giving too much, they will get confused and they will not approve it. So, as of now, we will give 2 objects. Then subsequently, we can add over a period of time. So, this is the thing which we are doing. Then only we can complete the compliance so that within the time. Then, whether an LLP can be registered for not for profit activities? No. One of the essential requirements for setting up LLP is carrying on lawful business with a view to profit. So, if I want to incorporate a Section 8, similar to Section 8 company, I want to make a non-profit organization. It is not allowed under the LLP Act. So, if I want to set up a non-profit making organization under the LLP Act, there is no option here. I have to go for Companies Act only. I have to incorporate as a Section 8 company only. Then, how can I intimate charge details to the registrar. Is it mandatory to file charge details to the registrar? Yes. In companies, there is a charge CHG1 for charge creation or modification. Similar to that. In LLP also, if the LLP obtains any loan, they have to update the loan details with ROC by filing Form 8, Web Form 8. So whenever there is a creation, modification or satisfaction, they have to file a form. Then the registered office of by LLP has been shifted from jurisdiction of one ROC to another ROC. How do I file Web Form 15 with both the ROCs? You are required to file Web Form 15 at LLP portal only once. So it is enough if you file only one time Form 15. Excuse me. Then can LLP give another any other address for the purpose of receiving communication from registrar? It has been provided in the Act that a document may be served on an LLP or a partner or designated partner by sending it by post or by other mode at the registered office and any other address specifically declared by the LLP for the purpose in such form and manner as may be prescribed in the rules. Thus, LLP shall have an option to declare one more address. So, while filling the incorporation form, we can give a registered office whether it is permanent, whether future communication can be sent to the address, there will be option. So we can give another address also. Sir, next page, sir. What are the provisions for reservation of name by a foreign entity under the LLP Act? Foreign LLP can file an application for reservation of its name or for renewal of name in Web Form 25. There is an option. By filing a Web Form 25, we can go for name reservation. Name will be reserved in the system for a period of 3 years, and application for renewal of the name should be filed before the expiry of 3 years. So, Indian LLP, the time is valid till 3 months. For foreign LLP, there is a 3 years time, the valid time. So, after that, if we want to renew the name, we have to go for renewal. Whether a foreign LLP can establish a place of business in India. Foreign LLP can establish a place of business in India. There is a separate form. We have to file a Form 27 with the ROC. So we can do that also. And details of at least 2 designated partners should be mentioned there. Then what is the purpose of Web Form 28? Aims to simplify the process of filing alterations in the particulars, incorporation document or other document. Alteration in the particulars of LLP incorporated or registered outside India. So it is relating to incorporation outside India. Principal office of the LLP in the country of incorporation, alteration in the particulars, alteration certificate of incorporation or registration of LLP incorporated or registered outside India, alteration in particulars. So,
hello.
Then closure of a place of business in India of LLP, foreign LLP registered in India. Foreign LLP shall within stipulated timeline file its alterations pursuant to the all these things, Form 28 is relevant to foreign LLP. So if there is any change in those things of the foreign LLP, we have to file Form 28. So next page, sir. Okay, sir. How the foreign LLP intimate the register of companies of its intention to close its place of business in India by filing Form 28. We have already discussed. If there is any change in the address, we have to go for we have to file Form Web Form 28 within 30 days of the intention of the close the place of business in India. So whenever there is a change in the whenever there is change in the foreign LLP, we have to Form 28. I want to provide additional information with respect to already filed LLP form. Can I file form 32 for this? Web form 32 can be filed only in case status of relevant LLP is in respect of which it is being filed pending for user clarification. This web form cannot be filed suamotively. Similar to AOC4 and MD7. Suppose I have filed form AOC4 and or any other form which I have filed, and I subsequently identify that there is some error in the form. So I have to, I want to resubmit it. So for this, we have to approach ROC and we have to get the signature of the directors to reopen the, to send the resubmission. So we have to give a request to the MCA ROC. For that, we have to get signed declaration from the directors of the company. We have to submit it to ROC. Then ROC will, if the reason is valid, they will send it for resubmission. If you enter the SRN of the AOC4 or any other form, and once ROC approved, it will be showing us send for resubmission. If you click that, we can upload the corrected documents, revised document we can upload. This is available in with reference to companies. For LLP, similar thing, unless otherwise ROC allows, we can't do the changes. We can't change the already filed form without the consent of the registrar. Then when web form 4 and 5 shall filed as linked form with web form 3. In case of change in LLP agreement due to appointment or cessation of the designated partners, then LLP form 4 should be filed along with form 3. It is a linked form we have already discussed. This is due to change in the name of the LLP. In case change in the LLP agreement is due to change in the name of the LLP, then form LLP 5 should be filed together at the time of filing form 3 as linked form. So whenever there is a change in the name of the LLP, then automatically there is a change in the LLP agreement also. So we have to file LLP change form as well as the that is name change form as well as the agreement simultaneously as a linked form. For linked form example, we can example is incorporation form itself is an example. It is also a linked form. AOC4 MD7 space A part B INC 9 all attested we got to upload. This is a linked form. If you browse all the there is a one by one options will be enabled. We got to attach all the documents and we got to go for upload. Similar things in case if you want, if there is any change in the name of the LLP, we have to go for filing of two forms. Whether offences would be compounded under the LLP Act. The Act contains provisions empowering central government to compound any offence with the fine only by collecting a sum of not exceeding the amount of maximum fine of prescribed for the offence. So it is compoundable offence. Compound means nothing but there is no criminal proceedings. Only penalty will be imposed. So it is with the fine they can allow the non-compliance. Can adjudication process be initiated against LLP? Yes. Then can file appeal against the order passed by adjudication officer. We have already discussed in the earlier thing also. LLP agreement itself, we have discussed these things. And whether the registrar would have a power to call for information from LLP. Yes, they can obtain any other information which they require. The next one, sir. Miscellaneous FAQs. These are all the additional things which we can go through and we can understand. Okay, sir. All these things we can, it is user friendly and we can read and we can understand. There is no things, nothing is there to discuss and yeah, these things we have already discussed. Okay, sir. So any other questions there, sir?
So is it any other question?
Yeah. There is a question in chat box.
1 second, sir. I read. Is attaching financials mandatory along with MSME?
there is no mandatory attachment, but we in declaration, if you go through the declaration, there is a clause, we are attaching the financials. So even though mandatory in attachments portion, it is not mentioned, but in declaration, we have given a declaration. So it is advisable to attach the signed financials.
I think fine. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
is there any other part from your end, madam?
I have covered from incorporation to winding up.
I know. It's like a very big thing. Like you just covered. We thought of like ROC filing, but we never expect like it's gone to LLP and LLP incorporation and other data and all. And we also came to know like what are there is new scenarios which has been changed in LLP.
Yes.
And there are a lot of amendments also came actually. Like nowadays there is we usually chartered accountant, we never practice in corporate things and all. We used to give to company secretary, but there is a lot of scope. We just have like for the chartered accounts also we have a lot of scope.
Yes, sir.
In this regard, actually.
There is a company secretary sign is required for MUT7, but in this time most of the companies don't require
the company secretary.
Yeah, due to the ceiling increase. Small company definition, yes.
Exactly. Like nowadays the ceiling limit has been increasing. Like even the small companies and other things, they have been bringing continuously.
Yeah.
And even when we heard about like even that chart account signature also not required for certain things in future. In future, I think so. Like they have been bringing more stream and friendly and all. But anyway, it's without chart account works, I think so. It will not complete because the notes of accounts are the basic.
There is a work for us, sir.
Exactly. Like nowadays, like it's keep on changing actually. We also need to update ourselves like in this regard. Anyway, it's like very nice presentation, ma'am, from your end. Actually, we expect there is and I think the participant also like they are continuously listening from starting to ending. I think so nothing has just been reduced also, and it's like very interesting. Like topic also, if we keep on going like MCQ and all. We never go step by step and all. We just skip certain MCQ, and you clearly explained about the MCQ part by part, and we have been understanding each and every MCQ questions also. And it's a really nice session. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful session, actually. And we request our secretary of our branch, Raghavan sir, to give vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Murthy. First, I just give a small information before vote of thanks. Our session is also being hosted on our YouTube channel. So in case whoever has missed this session can go through the YouTube and view the entire thing. So a recording is available on our YouTube channel. And I request members to publicize that who are on missed this session, you can go there. And I hope that everyone would have got the material with this. I thank our speaker of the day, CAS Geetanjali Madam, for her wonderful walkthrough. Instead, I should not say as a session, it's a pleasant walkthrough on the entire MCA, as if I went into the Shastri Bhavan and came back. Fantastic session, Madam. One part by part, question by question. I thank you very much for the session. I thank our corporate law committee chairperson, Sri Geeta Kumar ma'am, and the team members for organizing this. I thank our CPE committee chairman, Yomurthy, for coordinating and making this program a grand one. I thank our MC team for their support and branch staff for their continuous work on this. I thank all the members who are instrumental and inspiration for us for this program, for this kind of program. And there are so many programs that have been lined up our branch. I request all the members to support it. And we are just coming up with the direct access second sessions and indirect taxation. I take this opportunity to inform all the members and request their support for all those programs in future. I thank every one of you for this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much to the branch chairman, our corporate law committee chairman, Geeta madam, and our secretary sir, and Yomurthy sir. Thank you so much for nicely cooperating and coordinating all these things and get it done. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Meeting, sir.
Madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.